Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to this episode of GBear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. And yes, it was a beautiful day today. We're looking at the grow box that I'm building here in my garden house. And I got my trees situated in there to where I want to put them. And you'll notice I got uprights on the edge here. Well, I was going to go 2 pieces of 2x12 high. That is a 2x12 at the bottom. But then I started looking at that's going to be too tall. And if I go that high, then the trees don't have much grow room on the top. Even though these are dwarfs, and I'm going to be pruning them to keep the canopies small or low and spread out, I still want them to have a little bit of room up on the top. So I'm going to go back tomorrow. I got my trailer is empty, and I'm going to get some 2x8s to add on top of this. And the 7.5 plus the 11.5 is going to give me about 19 inches height, and that's just about where the top of the bucket of that container is right now. So that's perfect. And I kind of situated my trees so that fruits like the pit fruits are on one end, the pit fruits are on one end, and then the apple and pears are over here, and then the oranges are going to go all the way down into the corner, because I'm going to add one more either apple or pear right where the orange tree is. I've got those others all situated against the far end because I'm going to be extending this grow house out that way another 16 feet. And those 2 little bushes outside there are going to have to be pulled out. But yeah, it's going to go out 16 feet right there, and the same height and same width and everything. And I'm going to pick up that material tomorrow too, so that I can get started on that. And instead of 2x4s for the centers on the add-on, I noticed that was a little overkill here. And since this unit will actually be anchoring the other unit, I'm going with 2x3s on the neck section, so that it gives me a little bit more room inside. My grapevine is here in the corner, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out maybe 12 inches and then go on a 45 degree or maybe even a 32 degree angle off to the side there. And then I'm going to put another grow box along that edge that's only about 1 foot wide, but all the way down, and 12 inches deep, so that I can plant some vegetables along that side and utilize all the space that I have. And then I can do grow baskets up higher here, hanging grow baskets. Once I get these trees planted, hopefully I'll have those in the ground either tomorrow or Tuesday. And then what I could do is I can plant a double row of corn right down the center between the trees, and get a year's worth of corn out of the center here while I'm letting the trees take root and get stronger. Although, as you can see, these trees are full of buds, just raring to go this year. Lots of leaves got up and buds on the top there. That one there's got some buds on it. That's the Freestone Peach. And over there, the plum, that's got flowers on it already. And my apple tree is the only one that doesn't, but that's the way apples are. They're a little late in the season, and so are the pears. They come a little bit later than these others. So I'm keeping these others, since they're the early ones, on the sunny side of the box, and then the apples will be on the other side since they come in later in the year. And it'll be really hot by then. So these should be already producing fruit and get nice and ripe. And I also fixed the shade cloth up there. I rotated it at 90 degrees and re-anchored it down. And then I'm going to tie another one onto that when I put the addition on. And then a third one on the far end, and that should give me enough shade. Then I'm going to wrap an 8 foot long one, or 8 foot wide by whatever length I can get. Starting at this edge of the door at the 4x4, and I'm going to wrap that side all the way around, because that's the hot side of the unit, especially in the summertime, and the wind comes from that direction. So it'll give a little bit of protection to my plants and stuff. And as you can see, everything is really looking good in here. Everything's really sprouting up. And down in here, I just planted these, but that's a cucumber just starting to come up. And yeah, I think I did, no, that might be cantaloupe. I did cucumber and cantaloupe in 2 of them. So those will be coming up too, but I've got to disrupt these and get them out of the pots and into the main soil. And down in here, this soil that you see in here is just extra soil that came out of extra pots like those over there that had nothing growing in them. Those was from last season, and I'm getting those in here. And then I started thinking, well, I'm going to get some of my own compost out of my compost pile and put that down inside here and mix that in also. Why not, right? And I have that one over there that just has 1 stick in it and nothing growing in it. That was my sweet potatoes for last year, but this year I put russets in there. So I'll have to do something with that. Who knows what'll happen with that. I'm thinking of doing another grow box right where everything, all this clutter is here in this corner. Just adding on to that one and just making a potato grow box over there just to do 3 different types of potatoes. So I can do it like pretty much like the same self-watering garden here. And then another thing I thought about doing is putting some crutches on the side of this garden, leaving about a 3-foot space, and then doing another flat platform type planter on top that's only maybe 6 inches deep, and I could do the shallow grow type vegetables in the top of that. You know, things like herbs and stuff will grow on top of that. And then when I water those, any excess water will drip down onto the plants below and water those. So it's just something I'm tossing around in my head and thinking as I'm going along here. And that's what's going to happen here. And I'm going to try to get up early tomorrow and get over to the depot and get the stuff I needed. Because I had to run into Barstow today to get some stuff that I needed from the tractor supply over there. And also I went to the Food for Less while I was there and got some food because there was things on sale. And then on the way back, I stopped in Hellendale and picked up some food at Hellendale Market because they had some great deals, like whole roaster chickens, or fryers, I'm sorry, whole fryer chickens were $1.49 a pound. So I got me one of those. And tonight, I'm probably going to do some leftovers that I have on some pot roast. And then tomorrow will be chicken. Well, got that done, so let's head inside because I did make a promise to one of my subscribers, and if you want to know which one, you're going to have to look down in the comment section from yesterday or today and see who asked me to do a little bit of a follow-up on the type of modem and router I use out here. So I will do that right now. All of these plants here are all going to end up down in that grow house as soon as I get things situated. Okay, so the type that I use is called Cradle Point, and the only reason that you would need something like this is if you need a router. Because this section right here is a 4-port router plus a wireless router, and that's what these 3 antennas are for. That's the modem over there with those 2 antennas, and that uses a SIM card from your cell phone company. And that small pipe section right there plugs into this and then this has a USB port here, and that plugs in by USB on that end. So that one over there becomes the input unit that picks up the cell phone signal from the cell tower and so forth and so on. So if you don't need a router, what you could get is something like this. And these little things also work on a SIM card, so you're only going to pay for an added device on your service, on your cell phone service. And this is called a jetpack. And this is give you wireless service for, I don't know, I think it's like up to 5 or 8 devices can connect to that. And that's pretty darn fast. I had that here before I did the cradle point. But the reason I brought the cradle point in was because I wanted to have a router, because I have security cameras plugged into that. And my security camera device has to go through a router for wireless, so that it gives me signals when I'm away. I hear a little tweet and I know somebody is on my property, and then I can look and see who it is, and if I need to, I can call the sheriff and say, hey, there's somebody on my property and I'm away and I can't get there, so see if they can get there before me and save somebody's life. Anyway, that's what I wanted to cover for you. I do have some stuff here growing inside. I'm trying to sprout a couple of avocado seeds and see if those go, and I have some Bosch pear seeds trying to get started in there. And I'm not doing these in the plastic pack. I'm doing these in soil just to see what would happen. I didn't have time for it, so I just stuck them in there. And that was just a half of a sweet potato I had left over. I stuck it on the ground. And one thing you got to know about sweet potatoes, if you want to grow sweet potatoes, these vines actually have to crawl along the ground. And they'll set roots coming like right behind that that leaf branch right there. They'll set roots down into the soil, and that's where your sweet potatoes grow from. They're not going to grow off the roots of the sweet potato. They grow off the vines of the sweet potato. So you want to get these things onto a ground surface where they can stretch out. All right. That's about all for today. I'm going to cut this one short here, and it's been a long, hard day. I've been working on my tan, working shirtless all day, so I'm sure I got a little bit of color, and I might have to rub a little lotion on me before I get in the shower, or I'm going to go, ow! All right, everybody, reminder, give me a thumbs up down there if you like my videos. Don't forget to leave comments, questions. If you want me to cover something that I've already covered, you want me to go back over it for you, I'll be glad to do that. Leave a comment down there and just request it. All right, this is GBear signing off from this episode of GBear's Off-Grid Ways.